Hey everyone, Vegan Mark here. I thought I'd make another video on touching on a few important topics, which I'll try to recount in turn. The first one is the idea of vegantinatalism being an act of abstinence. And there's a common misconception among pro-natalists and non-vegans that people are vegantinatalists because they're wimps and because they don't know what's good for them. And the point I want to make is that vegantinatalists don't dislike the taste of meat necessarily. I personally do dislike it, and I think that animal flesh is disgusting. But I think there are many vegans who probably think that meat is tastes quite good. Just as there are many antinatalists who would love to have children. Now, the reason why we choose to have a vegantinatalist stance is not because we dislike meat or because we dislike children. It's because we wish to abstain from these things, and we realize that there are more important things than simply taking and being greedy about the pleasures of this world. So if you think about the way my parents brought me up, they always wanted everything. They had a car when they were quite young, they had a big house, they have delicious meaty meals wherever they want, and they had me as a child and had the pleasure of bringing me up as a child. All of these things I don't have. I don't even have a companion animal. And as I mentioned in my video on minimalism, which I'll link in the description as well, and as well as here, I do not have a companion animal. I do not have a partner or anything. So I live on very minimal means. And the reason for that is not because I don't take pleasure from these things. In fact, the opposite is true. If I were to be blessed by God and given all these pleasures in life, I would be a very, very happy person. But the fact that I don't have them makes me even more of a good person, because I can abstain from the things that I love so much. So that's my first point. Another thing that I want to mention is something about my character, my personality. I like to be reactive to certain people, and I also like to pioneer saying new things all the time. I don't like saying old things all the time, and I get bored easily by hearing, old things said many times. So if I were to become famous and do crazy things, I might, for example, pretend to be an ex-vegan or something and see how far that went. Even though philosophically and morally I would very likely maintain my vegan stance, because I know how important that is. I like to test the waters. I like to try new things. I like to surprise and shock people. That's part of my personality, and you'll always find shocking, surprising, revolutionary and inspirational and completely outlandish things on my channel. That's one of the things that I can almost guarantee for myself. It comes from a state in my childhood when I was always shocking and kind of leaping upon my father when he sat in his sofa, and I would always surprise attack him from behind. So that's one of my childhood traits. Another thing I want to mention is the idea of physiognomy. Physiognomy is something that really fascinates me. I think that the way that the human is built says a lot about their personality, and says much more about their personality than a lot of people assume. You can tell a lot from how much people can do and say and their actions based on their physiognomy. So my face, for example, I have a very large face, and it's very in your face in the camera. So when I talk to people, it's like my face is everything, and I can't really stare at them very hard, but because I've got very seedy eyes and very slitty eyes. But everything about my face says something about me, ranging from my hair, my $10 haircut, my reasonable forehead, my beautiful eyebrows, which I'm very proud of, my slitty eyes, my sort of puggish nose, which is a trait somewhat shared with my mother, my moustache, which I sometimes shave. My mouth is quite nice. My teeth are a little bit funny. My gums are receding at the age of 41, and My smile is not very good. And my teeth are starting to yellow just a little bit, so I'm a little bit worried about that. I have a large amount of flesh here around my face, and my ears are a little bit weird. They're a little bit spooky and a little bit kind of like you could pull them and they would look funny and look like an alien's ears or something. And the fact that I have quite a large frame around my shoulders indicates that it's not exactly like I like to push people around, but I can get in the way sometimes. I can be a bit obtrusive and obstructive. So that's an interesting observation about my physiognomy and my face. There's a guy on YouTube called Joey Yap who talks about feng shui and personal features a lot, and I don't agree with much of what he says. A lot of what he says is actually hype, and I wouldn't follow his channel necessarily. But I did learn a little bit from him about the features of the face, and I was a little bit curious about how good looking someone is actually affects how they act in real life. And if I were much better looking, or I had somewhat much more confidence with my features, my physical features, I might surely act with much more aplomb and much more acumen than I do at the moment. So folks, there you have it. This is my minion, and this is my only child that I ever have and ever will have, in a sense. I hope you all join me in the Vegantinatalists movement. Understand why I'm a Vegantinatalists, and it's not, as I said earlier in this video, it's not because I don't enjoy children, it's not because I don't enjoy the taste of meat, it's because I understand that there are more noble and beautiful aims for than just taking pleasures from the world and from life. So, you know, I'm somewhat Spartanesque in that sense. Alright folks, thanks for watching my video, and I will see you again next time with another round of This Is My Life. Bye for now.